Alright. Hey everybody, this is Matt, and welcome back to another video. I'm sorry I haven't posted in a while. I've been very busy with my schooling, and now I am back to do a movie review that I know a lot of you have been waiting on, but I watched it just last night, and it was interesting. So, the movie I'm going to be reviewing today for you guys is SpongeBob Sponge on the Run. So, I saw this movie at last night, and the movie really was not that bad. So, let me kind of tell you a little bit about how this movie is going to kind of play into like some of the things that Nickelodeon is planning. So Sponge on the Run, I have to say, is one of the more impressive SpongeBob movies I've seen in a while. Given the fact that it's a CGI film, and I have seen SpongeBob go into this realm with It's a SpongeBob Christmas back in 2012. That was honestly a very special. That was a very special claymation film, and I loved it to death. That was one of my favorite SpongeBob Christmas specials, next to the original one from season 2. So yeah, from Christmas Who back in season 2. Rhyme, no joke. But the CGI in this film is very vibrant. The texturing is it's very realistic. There was a lot of great moments where the CGI really blended together very well. Um, and yet, since this is something that is a test experiment with SpongeBob, I was kind of thinking that maybe this movie would be kind of a similarity to what we saw back in 2015 with Sponge Out of Water. Um, but it wasn't as textured as Sponge on the Run, but there is a lot of texturing what we've seen with this movie, and also there's a lot of very cutesy moments in this movie where it catches you off guard for like maybe 15 minutes, just kind of catches you off guard. So, one of the main positives of this movie is again the animation, very crisp, very vibrant. It's a very cool thing because seeing SpongeBob in CGI, I really think that it's a really cool thing to see. Um, so that's one of them. Now, the second thing, of course, is the story. So, what I see from this is that it is trying to rehash Have You Seen a Snail from 2006. That is one of the more famous SpongeBob episodes that has launched a TikTok meme called Gary Come Home. And that episode in particular really is one of SpongeBob's most famous episodes behind the FUN and something about item heading out or something like that. I don't know. The memes from SpongeBob all come from the earlier seasons. Um, but yeah, Gary Come Home, I think that was one of the more unique SpongeBob episodes, and I think it's one of the more popular episodes in the SpongeBob canon. So I think that's why they chose to do it here. I like how they rehashed it. Um, Gary going to the town of Atlantic City under King Poseidon. Now this is kind of a weird angle to go with because in the first movie they were battling King Neptune to get King Neptune's crown back to unfreeze Mr. Krabs. And then in the second one, it was kind of different, trying to save the Krabby Patty form, trying to get the Krabby Patty formula from Burger Beer the Pirate Plan, played by Antonio Banderas, which he played a really good part in that. This one, however, is a little bit more complicated and a little more complex than those other two. This is essentially Gary going to the town of Atlantic City, and I'll explain more, and going and becoming Poseidon's favorite cream. I was like, I was looking at it and I was like, this is so cringy, and yet it's so true. It is cringy. Some of the storylines pretty cringy at points, but there are also some points in the movie where it tries to improve itself. I'm gonna give it that much. It tries to improve itself, but then kind of falls flat in some spots. Like the one point where it falls flat. Okay, so every SpongeBob movie has to have a live action scene. Um, Kind of like SpongeBob with David Hasselhoff in 2004, 2015, Antonio Banderas. in here we have a kaleidoscope of cameos. One of them is Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg was the one I actually was not seeing coming. I knew he was going to be in the film, but I was saying, is he going to be a voice actor? Is it going to be voicing one of the characters in the movie? And he's actually one of the announcers. I was like, what? And then you have I can't even remember his name. It, crap. I gotta look this up because hold on a second. So, Danny Trejo, that's who I was thinking of playing El Diablo. That part really was kind of the really one of the main parts of the movie that really I think he really did his character very well in that movie. And then Keanu Reeves. And Keanu Reeves, I think Viacom really Paramount likes to use Keanu Reeves a lot because he was mentioned in the Sonic movie. You can check out my review of that, number 11. But Keanu Reeves plays Sage in the movie, and I think he does pretty good. It's average, an average size role, but it's not anything special. But given that he's been mentioned a lot in the meme world and mentioned a lot in Paramount's movies like Sonic, and then just recently with Bill and Ted. I think this is an average size role for Keanu Reeves to play, not a huge role for say, but it's a good one to kind of understand. I really think that he did a pretty good job with Sage, but that's an average size role. Then of course you have Aquafina. She is one of the newest comedians out there, playing the part of the robot, which is kind of fun. I love hearing her kind of play Otto the robot, which is pretty cool. And then of course so on and so forth. And then number three, one of the bigger things I like is the music choice. You had like "Living La Vida Loca" by Ricky Martin in there. You had Aha's "Take on Me." You had an original called "A Day in Bikini Bottom." That was a pretty cool thing. And then "On the Road Again." There was a lot of great music in this thing. Of course, the one thing that I kind of flew away from with the music was when Snoop Dogg came out and did his rap when they were in Gar Gulch. That was the one where I was cringing so much. And yet, that's, you know, SpongeBob. So what are you gonna expect? And then, so for the negatives, again, I go back to that product placement problem that we had in Sonic the Hedgehog. Um, I think Viacom really likes to use its popular IPs to promote products. In this case, in Sponge on the Run, they were trying to promote the brand new Camp Coral, and that's supposed to be a CGI animated show coming on Nickelodeon very soon. It's supposed to be a spin-off about when SpongeBob met all of his friends at Camp Coral. And I was like, okay, for one thing, that's a good idea, and I really like the idea of Camp Coral and all that. But don't shove it in in our faces, okay? There's also Keanu Reeves was promoting On Demand, aka CBS All Access. Um, it was kind of bouncy. I could see product placement from all over the wall, but it wasn't like his bet. It was like all over the place. Especially with the Camp Coral promotion, that was the one thing that drove me bonkers. But yeah, at the same time, the Camp Coral addition into the storyline was very, very fluid. Really enjoyed that. And then number two, of course, some of the characters have lost their lackluster, but most of them have actually been really cool. One of the other things that I kind of did not enjoy about Sponge on the Run was, for it being a SpongeBob movie, I was expecting, the running time was 100 minutes. Well, the movie was only 83, but still, that's plenty of time that's a pretty ample time for a SpongeBob movie. But I would love to see a little bit more with it, kind of add on to it. But I kind of liked the ending. The ending was pretty cool. But yeah. At the same time, the runtime would have been a little bit longer, but that's kind of expected. But yeah, Sponge on the Run is a very well-rounded movie for well-rounded SpongeBob movie. If I have to prefer anything, I'd have to prefer this one because it's kind of cool, and plus, the CGI really makes it pop. I wish I could have seen it in 3D because of the CGI. With the CGI kind of having that 3D effect, kind of like in Captain Underpants back in 2017, and then in the Sponge Out of Water. But that didn't happen because of COVID. So, well, take what we can get, I guess. But yeah, still though, it's still a pretty cool movie if you get the chance. I think it's coming out on Netflix, and I think it's coming out on CBS All Access in 2021. So be on the lookout for that. So, as an overall star rating, I'm giving Sponge on the Run 8.5 out of 10. And the reason I say that is because of that product placement. I've seen a lot of that. And then, of course, some of the average roles that the actors play, like Keanu Reeves. But I'm going to give it an 8.7. So, yeah, that's about a B plus from me. But yeah, still a really cool movie if you get the chance. So, thank you so much for watching. My review. If you guys want to see more movie reviews, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. I plan on doing Croods 2 very soon. That'll be number 16. Um, and then I will not do number 17 till probably March 5th or I might substitute Peter Rabbit 2 for number 17. I'm not sure yet. But number 17 is currently planned being Tom and Jerry coming out in March. And then Ray and the Lost Dragon, number 18. And then number 19 will be Bob's Burgers, the movie, coming out in April. And then my 20th review, I'm thinking about doing Peter Rabbit 2 or Rumble, which is number 20. I'm still trying to plan that out. But yeah, be sure to look out for a video about my 2021 watch list. I'm going to be I post every year. It's going to be coming out in December. I'm currently working on that so I can find time in my schedule to do that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. So long, folks.